Shall discuss about reproductive system of leech. And leech is a hermaphrodite animal because it has both male and female reproductive organs. Okay, in the same animal, when both female and male reproductive organs, when both of them are present, such animals are called hermaphrodite. So in leech also, both the sexes are sex organs are present. So leeches are also called hermaphrodite animals. So we shall discuss first about male reproductive system. So there are 11 pairs of testes. Okay, there are 11 pairs of testes and they are arranged from the segments 12th to 22nd segment. Okay, there are 11 pairs of testes and these testes are arranged from 12th to 22nd segment. Okay, and they are in the form of spherical sacs called testis sacs. And from each testis sac arises a short duct called vas efferents. And these vas efferents and these ducts from each side join to form vas deferens. I'm going to this picture. So from this slide, you can understand the structure of the male reproductive system. This is what is called testis sacs. Okay, so testes are 11 pairs and they are arranged from 11th to 22nd segment. Okay, sorry, 12th to 22nd segment. And each testis is in the form of a spherical sac, so it is called testis sac. And from each sac, a short duct arises, which is called vas efferents. And vas efferents joins with a duct called vas deferens. Okay, this one, this lengthy one on both the sides is called vas deferens. This vas deferens leads to a convoluted tubule called epididymis. Okay, so a convoluted means it refers to a highly coiled tube called epididymis. These epididymis from both the sides, right and left side, they lead to a tube called ejaculatory duct. So ejaculatory ducts from both the sides open in a chamber called atrium, genital atrium. And this genital atrium has two parts. One is the prostate gland, the other one, which is a coiled gland called prostate gland. Other one is the pineal sac. And pineal sac consists of penis that opens through genital pore, male genital pore, which is present on the 10th segment. Okay, this is about male reproductive system. So there are 11 pairs of testes present and they start from the segments. Okay, they are present from the segments 12th to 22nd. So each one is in the form of a spherical structure. So they are called testis sacs. From each testis sac arises a short duct that opens here in this duct, which is called vas deferens. The short duct that arises from this testis sac is called vas efferens, and vas efferens opens into this duct called vas deferens. Vas deferens, it becomes a highly coiled or convoluted tubule, which is called epididymis, and epididymis from both the sides, okay, arises a tube called ejaculatory duct, which opens into this chamber called atrium, genital atrium. So genital atrium has two parts. One is the a duct, one is the gland, which is called prostate gland, which is a coiled gland, prostate. The other one is the pineal sac. And pineal sac consists of penis that opens outside through male genital pore. Okay, that is on the 10th segment. Okay, this is about male reproductive system. I'm going back to this explanation. So this is what we have learnt already. So there are 11 pairs of testes arranged from 12th to 22nd segment. And about the structure also we have learnt. And each testis, from each testis arises vas efferents. Vas efferents becomes vas deferens. Vas deferens leads to convoluted tubule epididymis, and epididymis is also called sperm vesicle, so that it can store spermatozoa. And there is ejaculatory duct also, I said, and ejaculatory duct that arises from this epididymis opens into genital atrium, or simply atrium. And atrium consists of two regions, I said. One has coiled prostate glands, and the other one is the pineal sac consisting of penis that opens outside through male genital pore. So now we shall discuss about what is a female reproductive system in leech, and it consists of ovaries, oviducts, and vagina. So I'm going back to the slide. So as it's a hermaphrodite animal, even female reproductive organs are also present in the same animal. So this is the female reproductive system. So it consists of a pair of ovaries, oviducts and vagina. Okay, so these are the ovaries. Okay, pair of ovaries, this one. And ovaries, from each ovary arises oviduct, and oviducts from both the sides join to form a common oviduct that opens into this vagina. Okay, vagina opens outside through genital pore, which is present on the 11th segment. Okay, so male genital opening, it is present on the 10th segment, and female genital opening is present on the 11th segment. So these are the, but unlike testis, here only a single pair of ovaries ovary is present. Right side and left side, one on each side, and each ovary and consists of a small sac-like structure, or it encloses a sac called ovisac, and ova are the eggs budding out from the ovaries, and from each ovary arises a small duct called oviduct, and oviduct from right and left ovaries unite or join to form a common oviduct that opens into this pear shaped structure called vagina. Vagina opens outside through female genital pore. Okay, so this is what we have learned about, what I have discussed already. So we shall now move on to what type of development occurs in leech. So internal fertilization takes place, and this is followed by cocoon formation. This is also what we have learnt already. Cocoon is formed from a special region on the body of the leech called clitellum. So clitellum, it occupies 9th, 10th and 11th segment. So particularly during breeding season, this cocoon is formed, and this cocoon is especially for the deposition of the eggs. So eggs are deposited into this cocoon, and also development of the young one occurs or takes place inside the cocoon. Okay, and development is direct, that is no larval stages. Okay, directly the young one is produced without any larval stages, and the whole of the development takes place inside this cocoon. And each cocoon contains 1 to 24 embryos. Once the development is complete, then young leech comes out, and it is exactly, or it resembles like the adult. Okay, it emerges out. So this is about development, and we shall move on to what are the parasitic adaptations found in leeches. Okay, and leeches lead a parasitic mode. Already I told, it's an ectoparasite feeding on the blood of vertebrate animals like fishes, amphibians and human and cattle also, and they have the habit of sucking the blood. And for that, the body is well adapted. Okay, some special structures are present, and pharynx is very much useful in sucking the blood. Anterior, posterior ends of the body are provided with suckers. We have learnt already which are the anterior and posterior suckers, and these suckers help in the attachment. So using these suckers, the animal can attach itself on the body of the host, and 3 jaws present inside the mouth causes the 3 jaws inside the mouth cause a painless Y-shaped wound on the skin of the host, because the pharynx itself is triradiate, we have learnt already. So accordingly, it leaves a Y-shaped mark on the skin of the host. Okay, so blood is sucked by pharynx, and anterior posterior suckers are useful for the attachment of the animal onto the skin of the host. Okay, and apart from it, the salivary glands produce hyaridin. This is also what we have learnt, a substance called hyaridin. This never allows blood to coagulate, so that animal can continuously suck the blood. So a continuous supply of blood is maintained, and no parapodia and no CT are present. Okay, they are completely absent. Parapodia and CT are the structures which are useful in locomotion. They are present in other animals that come under phylum Annelida, like earthworms. But here in leech, no parapodia and CT are present. Okay, and blood is stored in crop. This is we have learnt in digestive system. So crop can store enormous amount of blood. Okay, so this blood gives nourishment to the leech for several months, as enormous amount of or quantity of blood can be stored in crop, and leech can use this for several months. Okay, it nourishes blood nourishes the leech for several months. Due to this reason, there is no elaborate secretion of digestive juices and enzymes.